welcome back to Saxthorpe Farms. And I've actually just realised that I've sat and edited the wrong video. So this week's videos are going to come out in the different order. This was supposed to be a Glenlarden video, but it clearly is not. So we are repairing the 7250, and we're going to take that to the store, and we're going to trade it in for the 8 Series Deutz that is on sale. So quick repair, we better give it a wash so it looks half decent, so they give us a decent price. And yeah, I'm kind of impressed that I just managed to do that. So, oh well, not a problem. Adapt and overcome. So it is Sunday afternoon. Mrs. D is snoozing, and so trying to get ahead, and got myself all confused. So let's just check the sales, make sure they haven't sold it to anyone else before we drive to the store. There it is. And I think this is a pretty good deal. So it's going to cost us about £30,000 to upgrade. And the main thing is the 8 Series has significantly less hours on it. And as we are over 50 hours, we are into the area of very high repair bills, as we've seen with this tractor. So that's part of the reason that I'm swapping it. And also, it's a nice upgrade. So you've also parked in the wrong place, yet Egypt once we have turned on the triggers. So yeah, so back from holiday yesterday afternoon, I guess. It was really nice to get away for the week, and had a pretty chilled out week, between some bad weather and, you know, not wanting to constantly be on the go. We saw some nice places and just kind of chilled out, so it was good. And this morning I finished off, well, no, not finished off, right, no, wait, I finished the decorating. This morning I was clearing out ready for the carpet fitters that are coming tomorrow, so yeah, that'll be cool. Right, let's get this bought. I'm just buying it on as the spec that the used vehicle is, because I think that's more in the spirit of buying a used vehicle generally. Occasionally I probably do tweak them, but anyway, yeah, I think it was £29,000 extra that we laid out to get this beastie, but hey, we're keeping it Deutz, and we've got a bit more grunt. So 8280 TTV, very nice. Now, the job that we've got to do today is to roll the field that we planted last time. So actually, we're not going to make use of this tractor because it would be overkill and a bit of a waste. So we're going to get it repaired, which is going to cost us another £2,000 and a bit, but because it's only got 12 hours on the clock, the repairs should be a bit less than the previous ones. And we are now in the 7230 TTV to grab the rollers to go roll the field. So hopefully this won't be picked up. I've got a cut or something inside my mouth, and it's really annoying because I can constantly feel it. And so I keep trying to, it feels like there's something stuck in my mouth, but there's not. And so I keep trying to clear it, and I can't. And yeah, I've been getting myself in some kind of endless loops of trying to clear this thing out of my mouth, and it's not, it's a cut. And yeah, I'm hoping that it heals really soon. So this is one of the joys of how I am. When we were away, we were eating a lot of food that I wouldn't normally eat. So lots of junk food, basically. And I find if I eat things like crisps or potato chips, if you're on the other side of the pond, it's quite easy for me to cut my gums. And that's what I think I've done. And so I've just got to wait for it to heal. It's really annoying. One of the reasons that I come up to do this is I was sat downstairs messing around on my laptop, and just could not stop myself trying to clear this annoying feeling from my mouth. And yeah, but hopefully in a few days it will be gone, because it's really. But before we go roll the field, I think it's field 23 or 4, the cows need some food, so we better do that first. And I think I said last time The plan is to sell them on the 1st of the month, and we'll sell current batch and buy another batch, and there's going to be a bit of a trade between investing the money that we get back into more cows and saving up for a bigger trailer so we can scale this operation up. Now, I did say last time, I think I said anyway, when I was focused on setting this up, that actually you only need to feed them for 10 hours to go from 0% health to 100% health, and that's how you make the money. But I didn't want to do it that extreme, so we're keeping them for a month. So actually 6 times longer, more than 6 times longer than we need to, but it feels to me like that is a better thing to do than just going, hey, we'll buy them, we'll feed them overnight, and we will sell them the next day. At least gives some impression that we are actually, giving them good quality feed and fattening them and that kind of thing. And I think it will still pay well. So this means we put a bit more feed in. That is not a problem with how much maize silage we have. As you'll see as I look at the map, that we have a big field of our own to plough because of the maize silage that we did, and we also still have the big ploughing contract, and I'd kind of thought that I might get that done while I was away, but I didn't actually play that much Farm Sim while I was away, apart from I recorded this video and the Glenarthen video that you should have watched today, but tomorrow. And that was partly because I play on a laptop, and I have a nice comfortable reclining chair which has a fat armrest, which I put cover over, and it works perfectly as a mousing area. The chair that I had on holiday had an armrest that was narrower than the mouse, so what I was having to do was balance a dining table placemat on the arm of the chair, between the arm of the chair and a folded pillow, and then using that, and that would mean that whenever I moved, if I wasn't holding the mouse would move, and quite often whenever I got up, if I forgot to put everything away, the mouse would go flying across the room. So yeah, it was not ideal, and actually for a lot of this I switched the mouse off. So I use I can't remember the brand, it's a really TechNet, I think. It's a really generic branded wireless mouse that's silent. That's because I spend a lot of time using it while we're watching TV, and so the clicking can be annoying. Let's ignore the laptop sounding like a jet taking off. So yeah, I have that. They are cheap, and when they break, I don't care. I should buy another one. They cost like a tenner. Yes, I know I'm generating e-waste, and that makes me evil, and I'm destroying the planet, but hey. I brought a wireless Logitech one. Didn't last any longer, so I don't know what it is, but yeah, didn't last any longer. So I'm going to stick with my cheap ones that work, and it survived bouncing off the hard floor several times. So yeah, because it's cordless, wireless, has an off switch, so quite often I would switch it off for long periods doing this, so that when I moved or whatever, the mouse didn't go flying, or if it did go flying, the view didn't go flying. There might still be some moments of that in here. I'm not sure. I did a pretty quick job of editing the footage this afternoon so that I could get this video done, because tomorrow, as I think I've said, we have the carpet fitters coming for the teenager's bedroom. So decorating was finished on the Friday before we went away. This morning I was tidying up because I did leave it all a mess, and moving all the furniture had been pushed into the middle of the room. That doesn't work when you're having a carpet fitted, so bulk of it is now sat behind me in the spare room, which is going to make working fun while I wait for them tomorrow. And there's like 3 bigger bits of furniture that I'm going to have to drag out of the room just as they're arriving, because they're going to block the other 2 bedrooms upstairs and maybe fill the little bit of space that I've got left in here. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, because also we have the dishwasher repairman coming back. Definitely not classing as an engineer. Maybe that was the problem. So the dishwasher lasted Wow, that is really not happy. Not sure why. Hopefully it's at least playing at the right speed and just missing loads of frames. It looks like it is. That's weird. Not sure why the video is playing back so badly. This might be fun to edit. Yeah, the repair technician came. He diagnosed the fault as a leak. There was water in the bottom of the dishwasher. Job's good. He tightened up a couple of fittings that I assume he found were loose. Ran the dishwasher for 5 minutes. It kept going. Job was good, and off he went. And I recycled the dishwasher twice. So put it through 2 cycles, and it stopped again with the same error. So whatever the leak was, it was not the leak that he fixed. So yeah, they are back tomorrow as well. So dishwasher repair is coming in the afternoon. I'm really hoping the carpet fit's coming out. So just looking at field options here. Field 18 is, I want to get some land up by the cow farm, and there's like, all of these fields are really quite tempting, apart from field 40 because the soil's not great, but we've got to buy it anyway. So yeah, 18, 31, 32, 33, they're all pretty tempting. They're all pretty darn expensive. So I think we have another cash injection coming in December or January, so we might be able to pick up another field then. I really should, and I didn't. I really should pay that 90 odd grand off of the loans that we've got, because we can always borrow more money, but we're paying interest on the loans, so I really should pay that off, but I didn't. I am a bad person, so yeah. The other thing, weeds. So a couple of you commented, and not necessarily as a criticism, but had noted that I was weeding before weeds were visible. And so this time I haven't. I've got this thing stuck in my head that if I let the first stage growth happen, which will be next game day, that the weeds will instantly go beyond the state that I can use a weeder. I've got that stuck in my head, and it might be wrong, so I'm going to find out. And it's just one of those things, isn't it? That, and it's a misconception. You know, misconceptions always really bug me, and so we test. Like with the whole rolling makes grass grow quicker thing. Don't. I've shown it lots of times. Using a roller does not make the grass grow quicker. It's like that. And people get this perception stuck in their heads, and they believe it, and it's that, I can't remember the bias, some sort of bias. Anyway, yeah, you have this bias that, once you believe in something, you think it happens, or you think it's better. And you know, with the grass rolling, people believed that it was rolling quicker. The FPS is really tanking again on the playback. This is really weird. Unless the computer's doing some updates, I don't know. Looks like we're playing back okay, so we should be okay. Yeah, so you have this bias, and I think with the grass rolling, people had this bias that they felt it was quicker, and it wasn't, but they felt it was. So, and I've got this thing stuck in my head that when I skip time, it's going to tell me I can't use the weeding implement that I own to deal with the weeds, and that's going to annoy me. But yeah, if that's the case, we'll just use See and Spray. We'll take the hit on yield, but I want to find out because I'm assuming, and I might not need to. And to be fair, I would have struggled to fit in weeding and rolling, so I really do want to get bigger rollers, but can't buy everything at once, and no leasing, so yeah, you know, we've got to wait. They're big enough. It does make me realise how big the fields are on this map, but I think a priority is more a seeder than rollers, so as much as it would bug me, I could live without rolling. The only reason I roll is 2 reasons. One, the needs rolling notification on the field after you've seeded. That bugs me a lot. 2, it's what farmers do around here, so that's why I like to do it. And, you know, Saxthorpe is not that far from me. I feel that I'm just looking through the sales to see if there's anything good. Grassland roller. The food might be something that we could look at in the future, but yeah, Saxthorpe is not that far from me. If you think in US terms, I think when I have been working in the US, I have driven further to go to the cinema than Saxthorpe is from my house. I think it's technically 2 counties away, but yeah, I don't think it's that far. Good look, you know, that would be an option. I have the technology in my hands to be able to look, although my phone battery is dying, so that might not work. But we'll see. We'll see if we can. Yes, it's about 2.5 hours away, driving 120 odd miles. So yeah, not that far really. But hey, they could farm completely differently. Yeah. Something I've not really kept up on, but who's making progress on is Farms in Briscoe is still working on updating the oaks to be a sort of 80s era style map. It looks like it is a fairly significant rework. And if you're playing on the oaks and you're worried about how that's going to affect things, Farms in Briscoe did say on his Discord last week, I think, that he's planning to keep both versions live. So the current existing version will still be available, and then if you want the new 80s style version, that will be available. And actually, although it doesn't really work with the era, no, it doesn't really work with the era, because I'm going to be in the 2000s when I want to move maps. But the oaks might be a nice option for that. Although the fields are massively expensive, so we'll see. I'm starting to think about maps for that series because we are due a move in August, potentially. I might just play a 3rd year. I do like that map quite a lot, so although for some reason I decided to ignore the fact that I needed to sort a video on there and give you this video instead. I'm really, really not happy with the playback on here. I'm really hoping that the PC is doing some updates in the background. Obviously, it's been switched off for a week. I pretty much have just switched it back on, and so there is every chance that it's updating stuff. And we are nearly done. And as is often the way as we get into the evening, or afternoon, in the UK in November, it's getting dark, so it's 3:30 in the real world, and I think if I gave it 40 minutes, it would be starting to be quite dark here. The mornings are really bad actually. It's I went out for my first run after a week off this morning, and it was dark quite a bit later. I think it was, I want to say 7:30 at least, before it was starting to get light. So yeah, not great, but you can see we are pretty close to being done. The cows have still got food. I'm still getting used to how much they eat through a day, and actually the part of the problem there is that it's my problem. I have 3 saves that all have cows on them, and different amounts of cows and different types of cows, and so they all eat different amounts in a day. So knowing how much they eat is something I should actually just write down rather than trying to remember. So maybe I'll do that. That would be a good idea. Might try and make a note of that as we skip through. So, as I say, in the morning, I will understand what's happening with the weeds. So, I don't really want to do a third video in this field. So, I might just get the weeding done. I might just do a quick check-in on that. And then we'll work towards skipping through. Actually, no, because we'll be able to sell our first lot of beefs as well. So, might be that we try and get through at least a couple of months in the next video. Yeah. But yeah, we've potentially got weeding to do, and then beefs at the start of every month, and feeding, which is the drawback of me buying the cow farm now, is that I have to feed cows every game day. And that was a nice thing about playing on here without animals, was that when it came to winter, I could just very quickly skip ahead. That did mean I had to be a bit more switched on for selling things. And that reminds me, I need to add back in the sell price trigger mod. So I stopped using that when I switched to using time-saving stock check. Both are great mods. They work differently, and I think I need to add back in the sell price triggers mod so that I get the notifications when the prices are actually good, because I do kind of worry about missing them, because I have in the past, and it's really frustrating. And I know that's probably part of real life, but I also feel that probably in real life, you know, if you I don't know, I'm sure there would be a way of getting a notification that your local grain dealer is giving a really good price for what you've got, whether that's one of your farmer buddies messaging you or whatever. So, speaking of farmer buddies, Llama. So I've not really spoken about it, but there is the community meetup at Llama. It's going to be at the Giants stand on Wednesday as Llama finishes. That's my understanding. Posted the link in Discord if people are interested. You've probably seen it on DJ or Farmer Cop or Mr. CDP or VF's stuff as well. But hey, you can meet your heroes and me. It should be. I'm going to say interesting. I might not find it fun at the time. It'll be cool. I'm really looking forward to the Llama, seeing all the kit and stuff. It's going to be so cool. So one of the really cool things about where we were is there was a lot of farming. We were staying opposite not necessarily a farm, but it was a field and some sheds where they were growing on calves. But yeah, one of the local farms had a fleet of fast tracks, which we saw going about a fair bit, which was awesome. Hadn't appreciated just how big they are in real life, and it wasn't very fast. One time we were stuck behind it. Doesn't bother me. But a lot of the roads where we were like the roads you see on some of the UK maps. So they were about an hour and a half wide, and you know, you kind of had to pull over and let stuff pass and all that kind of thing. And so I was driving quite slowly all the time because it was kind of less stressful. So getting stuck behind a tractor was not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah. Oh, I thought I had a message coming in on my phone. So actually the phone telling me that the battery is now very, very dead. So I don't somehow, amongst all of the tech that I am surrounded by, I don't have a charging lead, which is a bit annoying. I also still don't have the wheel set up. I know some of you are probably like, well, why haven't you done it? Literally, I have enough space at the moment to turn my chair around, get up and get out of the door. And so it's going to wait until I've got a work trip next week as well. So it's going to wait until after that. And once I've reclaimed the rest of the room so that when I unpack it, unbox it and use it, I've got I've got a space picked out where I want to store it. I can't get to that yet. So, yeah. It is what it is. So I think we've got one more row to go on here. But I'm going to call it a day. So I am going to say thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. And I will see you next time.